my dear students, for the BCA 6th semester, that is session number 47. Yes, in this session we will be learning about setting the some commands and also to shift the things, positional parameters, and also we can use the here document over here. Okay, so before going on to the today's session, we will have a small recap of in the previous session what we did. We just saw the looping statements of while, for, until. So how the syntax will work and also with an example. So and also about the for loop, how we can go on to search within the given item list and we can display the things. So looping is very important in order to repeat some set of statements until and unless the condition is false. So here the once again until condition is used where your condition will be checked and the set of statements will be run in the same fashion. So we have seen the three types of looping statement and also the break and continue, which will control the flow of your control, okay, in the shell scripting. Okay, so we will move on to the next, that is set command. So what is this set command? So here instead of having a default values, if you want, by user can set some particular values to a particular variables. So over here, if at all if you are going to set it set using a set command, then you can unset those flags. Okay, so let me see how the set command will work. Unix set command is used in order to set and unset certain flags or settings within your shell environment, and these flags and settings can determine the behavior of the defined script and also help in your executing the task without facing any issues. Here you can set some values or you can even set some path. So everything can be used only by using the set command. Here the values of shell attributes and parameters can be changed or even displayed by using your set command. So this is our syntax where we are setting with the options. So the options, depending upon the options, it will define how this set command should act. So you can see there are many examples over here. We have given as set value is equal to 7. Okay, so here set new val is equal to some number comma like 7. So here in the first instance we are giving a integer value to the particular variable and we are setting it, and here a string of variables also can be given out to a variable. So here if you say echo dollar of new val, then automatically the some number like 7 will be displayed. And not only setting the values like integral and string, but also even you can set the path of a particular files or anything. So here you are setting the path is equal to path has a bin. So here you are forcefully telling that you have to set the path to this path name. Okay, so example, if we set values like set 987623456213 and this values will be assigned as 9876 to the positional parameters, that is $1. So this becomes, as we all know about the positional parameters, now this one will becomes a $1 and this one will becomes a $2 and this one becomes a $3. So now if I want to display it, means I can call it through a positional parameters, saying that dollar. So here once again $1, I don't want this dollar to be acted, so 1 should be displayed. So that's why I have taken the escaping character. So here I would say 1 is $1. So $1 is nothing but is your 986, and $2 I want to display this dollar along, right? So $2 is here 2345 and $3 is 6213. So this is how we can just display by using the set commands. And also like you can even use echo for the displaying your recent things. See here how many arguments you have given, that also you can get calculated by using the positional parameters. here the dollar hash. This hash will gives you how many arguments you have passed, and also the yes star star will gives you the recently used positional parameters. So the three arguments are, so if you want the entire thing to be displayed, so you can combine like this and you can take the output of it. Once if you have set some values by using a set command, then automatically you can retrieve the values in whichever fashion you want. So one more instance where if we want to extract a field from the date output and we use a cut command, just remember, if at all if we want some values or like we want only part of the date, if you people all know like already, like a date command will gives you the not only the date but also the times, like this the expansion, full expansion it will give, isn't it? So in that if I want to cut particular thing means I can use the cut command in order to do all these things. But the shells have one more internal command where the set will gives an option to assign its arguments to the positional parameters, and you can call those phrases by using $1, $2 and so on. So for example, if you say set date, you have set the date over here, and you say echo the previous one which you want to display that you have given out, and the output will be like this. So Wednesday with Jan and everything it has been given. Now check it out. This Wednesday will become $1, Jan is $2, $3, and this entire thing is 4, this is 5, and 2003 is 6. Now after setting the date by using these parameters, now we will move on to the displaying part. So if I say the date today is $236 means $2 is Jan, $3 is 8, and $6 is 2003. So the date today is Jan. Okay, if at all if you want to know the day of the particular date, then you can call for $1. So likewise, instead of using the cut command, I can use by using a set command, the internal set command, where it assigns its arguments to its positional parameters, and by using those positional parameters, it is very easier to display the output. Okay. So after setting it, when you set some particular variable, there should be an option to release those things also. So in order to delete the setted thing, we have one more command which is called as unset. So unset command will help us to delete a shell variable which is already set by set command. This does not just clear the variable, but it will make sure there is no existence of that particular variable. See here for an example, set value is equal to 7. So we have set the value 7 to value, and we have set echo $value. So here once again, after giving an output like 7, you will get a 7 as an output. And next unset value, when you unset it, then if you say $value, the result of the last echo will be like command would produce an error saying that the variable no longer exists. So this statement will raise the error saying that this variable is not there. So this is how your unset command will work for it. Okay. Coming on to the shift concept. So here what we are doing, it is purely we are working on the positional parameters only. So the parameters or the arguments which you have passed, it has its own weightage. Okay. So that based on that we are all working. Here, if at all, if you say shift means, it will just transpose the contents of the positional parameter to its immediate lower numbered one. Means what? If at all, when it is called once, like it is many times you, n number of times you call it, at that time, each time it will be moving on to the lower numbered, one immediate lower number, it will be moving on. So suppose if you call once as a $1, it becomes $1. So if at all if you call shift as once means $2 will become $1, $3 will become $2, and so on. Same way, if you once again you say shift means Once again your the same procedures will follow. Okay, so it will be better understanding with this example. Just come across with this example. See here we have used $@ or you can use $, which are interchangeable and which will give the same value as we have already shown in a previous example. Okay, so Wednesday, Jan, and displays the string. Okay, by calling with the date. After that, as you all know, echo, that is $1 is Wednesday, $2 Jan, and $3 is 8. This is what is our actual constraints. Next, if you pass a shift, means one shift you have placed, so immediate one should be lowered, number should be lowered. So we will just see echo $1, 2, 3. So automatically what it will happen? It will just move on 1. So here 1 will becomes 2, 2 becomes 3. Likewise, you can see here Wednesday was there. So now it becomes Jan, and 8 and 9, like that. So you have come across with the $1, $2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So likewise, once if you say shift, automatically it will move on to the next. The values, the positional parameters will be 1, 2, 3 only. But because of your shift, it will be, the answer will be, the output will be different. That's it. When you say shift along with that 2 places, means then automatically the 1 will become here this 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is how your shift will work. So set uses command substitutions. So whenever you want, the substitutions can be checked out when the problem raises, when the output of the command begins with a hyphen. So whenever you want to do the set, so automatically with an hyphen means the problem will begin over there. So whenever you say set ls minus while unit 1, so here it will show it is a bad option. Why? Because since the permissions of the strings over here, like with the here, that is hyphen, which will recognize hyphen for a regular files, isn't it? So set interprets it as an option and finds to be a bad one. So what it will say, this hyphen is usually used for a to identify whether it is a regular file or a directory file. So if at all, if you say that, so Shift is one more thing which transfers the contents of a positional parameter to its immediate lower numbered one. So this is done as many times as the statement is called. So when the called once, whenever the shift is called once, means automatically the whatever the parameter, the positional parameters value, that is 2 will be there, that will becomes $1 and $3 will becomes $2 and so on. So this is what it will exactly happen. We will see with the example. So here, according to that, we have already called with the date command, and here $@ or $* is both are the same. So you can change with anyone you can call. So as soon as I say echo, so I got the date commands output. So over here you can see Wednesday, Jan 8th along with the time and IST with the year. So I just call for like $1, $2, $3. I just want to know what are all the positional values for this. Okay, so $1 means Wednesday, 2, Jan 3, 8. Okay, now only once I will call shift. So what it will do, whatever which is present in $2, that will becomes $1, $3 will become $2 and $4 will become $3. Okay, so just check it out, echo $1, $2, $3. So as soon as we say $1, see here in the previous command it was $2, that becomes $1, isn't it? $3, that becomes $2 here. So $3, that is time. Same way, if I give shift with it twice by giving the positional parameter 2, then you can see echo with that, and here this becomes your $1, $2, $3. Okay, so this is how your shift will work. After coming on to the set minus minus, where it will helps the command substitutions. So here's a command substitution means whenever the problem raises, like when you want the output of the particular command which begins with the hyphen. So where it will begin, for example, when you set ls minus l for particular file name, then automatically it will gives you as a bad options. So why? Because always the hyphen is used in order to depict whether it is an ordinary file or a directory file. So since the permission string begins with the hyphen, that is for your regular files, set interrupts it as an option and finds to be a bad one. So set creates another problem when its arguments evaluate to a null. Consider this command. So whenever it becomes a null, see here set grep command, we are using ppp from the etc passability. So if the string ppp can't be located in the file, that is set will operate with no arguments and puzzle with you have displaying all variables on the terminal. So it's a default output. The solution to both these problems has in with there only one solution, that is the double hyphens. If you use two hyphens immediately after your set, then that will overrides your first hyphen and then it will consider its next. Okay, so just check with it. Set hyphen hyphen ls minus l, that particular file name means automatically first hyphen now taken care that this hyphen should take. Okay, so next same way it will null output is no problem now. Why? Because this will take care. Set now understands that the arguments following hyphen are not to be treated as options. So whatever you are sending as arguments, that shouldn't be treated as options. The two hyphens also direct set to suppress its behavior, default behavior in its arguments and evaluates a particular null string. So coming on to the next topic, that is the here document. So what is this here document? Here there are occasions when the data or your program reads is fixed and fairly limited. Whenever your shell uses the two left chevrons, so symbols, to read the data from the same file containing the script. This here it is referred to the here document, signifying that data is here than in a separate file. So if the data is in the same file, then it is different issue. Okay, so any command using standard input can also take input from a here document. So this feature is useful when you have used with the commands that don't accept file names or arguments, like your mailx command, for instance. Why? Because that won't accept your file names or the arguments along with it. So if at all in the message, if the message is short, and also if you want to do some mail, which any mail message is normally expected to be, and you can have both the command and the message in the same script. So if you have both the message as well as the command in the same script, it is very easy by using the here command. See, just check it out. Mailx is a one command, and the two chevron which saying that it is a here document. So here you can see Sharma mark. So your program for printing the invoices has been executed on particular date where command substitution permitted in your particular here document. So uncheck the print queue. The updated file is known as FL name, where variable evaluation 2 is available in this pattern and no spaces are permitted in here. Okay, so the here document symbol, that is the double chevron, is followed by 3 lines of data and a delimiter which is called as mark, the string mark. The shell treats every line following the command and delimited by the mark as an input to the command. And Sharma, who is to another end, he will see the 3 lines of the message text with the date inserted by the command. Okay, so the mailx where Sharma is on the other hand, and here the mark is sending it. So Sharma will read only the 3 lines of the statements. So here execution will become more faster because mailx does not have to read the message from the external file. So because it's here only. Okay, so whenever you have both the command and also the message on the one script, means on one file, means it will be more easier to execute rather reading the message from the external file, where you have to bring or you have to fetch the data from the other external file. Okay, so summing up today's session, where we have seen how to set the variables and also how to unset it, and we have seen how we can just shift the positional parameters and how we can execute depending upon our need, and also the here documents working nature. Because of that, it is very easier when we have a short messages along with the command that will helps to execute faster. So after knowing about this, these are the references which we have referred. So thank you.